Let's turn audio on. Hello. Share my screen. Share with that. And share. 10-minute presentation. Start.
Welcome back. Back then I didn't have a middle moving, so I had a lot of time.
Share desktop this time.
You don't have to site here. I take pictures. Very much amateur, so very much an amateur. Oh, that's okay. We're all amateurs.
There.
18-month-old, so I have lots of.
Okay.
Lots of pictures of one particular subject.
Could have gone.
Well,
I know, Apple was done.
Did you get everything connected?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
connected.
so we're,
Yeah, we're good. We're online.
all right. Maybe we can move that center. Is there some way you can get rid of the top thing? That top bar?
That's the control one.
I can put it down at the bottom.
Just so. it-
Talking Fred Derfler.
Oh,
We own.
oh, okay. Yeah. So who's talking first? Is Lisa talking first?
You tell me who wants to talk first.
Well, who all do you have?
I got me and I'm trying to remember who else. Two other people. I think Stu signed up, somebody
Well,
else.
Stu, I told him no.
Okay,
Told him he doesn't have time. We
okay.
may not have time for you.
All right.
So Lisa can talk.
All right, Lisa can go first.
At 8 o'clock, we have the poets coming.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we have that set up. Does Stu give you that information?
No.
Yeah, we gotta get that.
Uh,
You gotta get on the Google Drive. So, now, are we ready for the 8 o'clock? Google Drive, and we on his Google Drive? How you feeling?
Good.
Well,
See, Matt's set.
Same time?
No, different time, 7 months apart.
Go on the Google, go on the website, and then Google, you can get on the Google Drive that way. I can show them how to do that.
Actually, I'm supposed to meet somebody outside too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'll be back.
No, wait, oh, this one's already open.
Well, we're not gonna, I don't know who's, is that yours, the bag? We're not, we'll wait,
Yeah, that's mine.
we'll wait.
I like that name tag.
Well, we had name tag, where's yours?
When did we have name tags?
A couple years ago.
How
I'm gonna
many?
bring them back. Well, but
I've never.
we had
one.
100,
Oh,
and then everyone took them home with them and they didn't bring them back.
I never.
I wanted to keep them. Oh, it was like 12:45.
Okay.
My wife said too. And
First one was textbook perfect. Second one, the surgery was, well, surgery went by the book. But then I developed complications. I got blood clots.
Oh,
Had to go back in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 5 days on IV heparin. I was a load of fun. I got a unit of blood because I was anemic. I had to suffer 5 days through hospital food.
it's a Navy food, so.
Okay, but No, but I got through it. It took, I'm still on Eliquis. They're monitoring me, but I feel fine. I feel great. Oh, these are fine. Yeah, these are great. I just have these huge big scars on them. That's all. Yeah. What's up?
What version of iOS do you have?
iOS or
I'm
Mac?
sorry,
Mac
Mac
OS.
yeah.
I think I'm back a version. I am,
What's it?
wait a minute, I'm on, Sonoma 14.2.1, but it's telling me to update because there's another version. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Sonoma after Ventura?
I think so.
Okay. You wanna
This is
try-
fairly recent.
Okay.
Okay. It's not like, I'm not like 3 or 4 versions back or anything
I was
like
like,
that. No,
why?
it's,
I hate okay.
okay. And this is up to date, whatever the latest version on this is.
So there is a way to use the iPhone as a webcam.
Yeah, I know. I actually have an app on here called Camo
Okay.
that you can point it around. If this one isn't working, you can connect it here through USB and use the camera on the back of here. Yeah. I've
My
done that.
thought was we could kind of go back there to show people on Zoom the pictures.
Problem is you're tethered when you do that.
It only works tethered?
Yeah, it only works
Even
tethered.
I just googled
Or the app I have only works tethered.
have you tried so it's called continuity camera, which that sounds like a Apple feature.
Continuity camera.
Continuity, I'm sorry.
Because I've got this one called Camo, and this one you have to be tethered. It's basically in case this one goes out or something is wrong, or you don't have one on here, you can use your phone and put it up here for a Zoom.
Keep your iPhone charged.
And they're coming out with a new one. Did you see that? Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna order my 16 Pro Max on Friday.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I turned this one in, so I wound up paying about half price for it.
You do every year?
Oh.
You go every year upgrade?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good, good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right. You're looking good. You're looking thin. You lost weight.
Black shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, black makes you look thin.
That'll do it.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay.
Summer good?
Summer's been very good.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, I see. I've been traveling all summer. Yeah, May I was in Italy. June I was in Canada. July I was in Aruba, and August I was in Florida.
Man, can't beat
So,
that.
yeah, I've been all over the place.
Very good.
Yeah, having a great time.
Excellent.
Having a great time.
Where's your next adventure?
Phoenix.
Okay, hope you wait until the winter.
Yeah, we're going to Phoenix in November over Thanksgiving.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's up?
Okay, so we have anybody online?
Yeah, we got, I think, last time I checked, like 4 or 5 people.
Okay.
And this thing's
Well, it's more than that now.
testing. It doesn't work.
How many? 6,
Oh, here.
5 extra people.
Testing.
How
Hello,
you doing?
Rob.
Is that working?
No.
He had it working
Hey,
before.
Rob, how you, oh, there it is.
There it is.
All right. Well, let's move that to there.
That's a blowout my eardrum.
Well, you can step away. We gotta have people listen.
Well, turn the speaker. Where's the speaker?
Right here in the front.
Well, yeah, we'll turn it around so people can, so you can blast the sound out.
Well,
that-
they'll hear me. This is for the people.
No, turn it around so the audience can hear it.
Hello, hello. Can you
Hello.
hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi,
Hi.
how's everybody
I'm
there?
hearing you through this microphone, not through that one.
Good.
How are you? All right, do you hear me now?
That one only connects.
Hear me now? Hello?
They can still hear you because this mic will pick up.
I can
All
hear you. Hi.
We
All
can
right.
hear you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Not quite time yet.
All right, we're trying some Zoom technology.
5.
We got the vacuum tubes working.
Oh, God. Are you able to get to the, yeah, we're on.
Okay, so you're able to see the files.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't go on there yet. Where am I supposed to go? I'm on here.
Oh, scroll up. Let's see, no, scroll down. Airport Collaboration Project. Click on that. I'm concerned about the bandwidth. Okay, scroll. And then click on that.
Look on what, Google Drive link?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad bought me that. It was expensive.
Okay, and then what you probably want to do is scroll over the right a little bit.
Professor, and I was like in ninth grade.
Oh, I see. That's on top of it.
Oh, that's on top of it. Okay. Move that out of the way.
So probably you want to click don't switch.
All right.
And then click there. So you'll see that as folders and then that'll make more sense.
Okay.
So there's a folder for every get started poem and then the pictures for each poem.
If everybody wants to take a seat.
Oh, okay. Close it.
Close that.
I'll close that thing. Okay. All right.
Need some more. So, let me welcome everybody. Welcome back. After a nice summer off. So, tonight's to change of the presentation, but I want to make a confession. I was extremely busy this summer, so I didn't take a lot of pictures, and your club and your board's been very busy doing all kinds of stuff for the club. So that's the confession I have to make. All right. If I drive you guys crazy, the board has been wonderful. They, you guys you don't realize how fortunate, all your members, well, I think you do. Stu's been working on the website. We had Dallas and a bunch of us were working on the archives. We have new secretaries. It's been, Tom was working on the bylaws. I'm sure I forgot somebody. Bob Hayes doing his stuff, helping with the storage. Yeah. Did I forget? Who else did I forget? All right. Let's see here.
This thing keeps going
Do we have
out.
any new members here? I don't think we do. Oh, okay. Hi. You want to mention, tell us your name? And
My name was Marshall, moved to Pittsburgh in the winter. And actually came to a meeting back in the spring.
Yeah, I came to a meeting back in the spring and decided to join up over the summer. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right,
What do you like to shoot?
yeah, we like to.
Well, right, mostly film. I have a Canon A1. I mostly shoot with right now.
You take a picture of your kid now.
Largely, yes. I've got between that and then I take a lot of pictures with the phone. So.
All right, that's, thank you, Marshall. Nice to join. Okay, Bob.
These are year award winners with medals. First place, Eric Keith. Eric?
They're not hearing us over on the speaker
This
yet.
guy's here, Fred Dorfer.
Oh, yeah.
Second place.
Thank you.
And Lisa. Elizabeth who? Okay. These are years before. Thomas Angle. Yeah. Oh, no, 3 for him. Wow. That's it.
All right, thanks. Okay, let's see here. We plan on we're planning on sharing some presentations some webinars, let me come up here, with, two other clubs. This, one in, I think one in, this November, the other one in January, oh, no, I'm sorry, January and February. So that's exciting. That's what we did last year with State College in January. Bob Hayes. Hi, Bob. Here, you have to use the mic. So that they can hear you and the,
Okay,
at home.
hi. Okay, hey, I got two announcements, having our, annual fall Volant trip on the 21st. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. At 9:30 in the morning, we meet right at the dam there in Volant. We always have a good time when we always afterwards stop at Haas's. So you can, rain or shine, come, because basically we drive to each spot. You get out of your car real quick and then you get right back in. So rain or shine, we're gonna be there. What's that?
It's supposed to be nice, I checked. Like,
Okay, that's 2 weeks from now. I hope it's nice. Okay, and then, lastly, the Gallery Art Show is October 18th. The setup night is the 17th at 6:30. If you plan on putting in some prints, you would need to help with the setup and tear down, and also be able to sit 2 hours per print at the table to help work the table so that Bob's not doing it all. Okay.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, wait a minute now.
Oh, you're not done?
No, there's this evening is the debate on TV at 9.
Oh, yeah.
It should be a very stormy event.
Thank you. All right, want to remind everybody about the Keystone Salon of Photography. That's 11 clubs in Western and Central Pennsylvania we put together this competition. And right now, I think we have 27 competitors. So there's still a lot of room there. And we have 3 judges. We have one from Westmoreland Museum, curator there, one from up in Erie, up in Erie. And no, I'm sorry, Bellefonte. So that is State College. And the other lady is Lisa, who is from the PSA, Lisa Snelzer, which you know and Stu might know, but that's JR's wife. He's the president. So she's going to be the leader of the group for the so pretty very nice judges. And we have our first digital competition September 17th. The deadline is September 14th at midnight, 1 minute before midnight. And then Dallas, you want to mention about the PSA Interclub?
Well, yes, the first competition submissions are due by November 15th, and that's for both color and monochrome. Color images, we don't typically have a lot of difficulty finding good entries for the color competition. The monochrome is a different case, largely because the vast majority of the images that get submitted into our competitions are color. So the general selection is much narrower. So I've asked several times before, but I'll do it one more time. If you have any color images that you like, put that first, and you think might make a decent monochrome picture, try it. Try it. And if you like it, send it to me if you would. Otherwise, if you already have some, whether you've entered them or not, if you think they're good, if you like them, please mail them to me. If we can broaden our selection, we may improve our odds of winning. We're doing a whole lot better in the color competition than we are in the monochrome competition. So more options should improve our chances, hopefully. The other 2 competitions in the season, total of 3, will be next year.
Thank you. All right, let me also mention, I think you got the email about the Olympic National Park. We're going, I put together that outing there and sign up. I'm not sure how many we have already signed up. I think we have just three. Jim signed up, right?
Yeah.
I signed up, of course. I don't know if anybody else did yet. Oh, we're going to Olympic National Park, May 16th. Next year, we're gonna go to Port Angeles and then go to that part of the park, and then we're gonna go into Forks, Washington, and go into that's in the central part of the park, and we're gonna go in there. We're gonna take pictures of, the rainforest, some wildlife, the lakes and the beaches. And now it's that time of year, so it's gonna be overcast, maybe some rain. It'll be very interesting times, but a lot of photographers go then. They go all at different times, and it's before the crowd, so it's before the Memorial Weekend, probably get some crowds, but it should be interesting. And then we're gonna have an extension, I'm gonna put together extension to Vancouver Island, go to Victoria, do some street photography there, and then go to some of the parks on the west and then on the east. Probably just spend 7 days there. So more on that part, the extension later, as I have time to work on. Tonight we had Richard Kelly. He could not meet tonight, could not give a presentation this evening because he's an adjunct professor at Point Park University. And they added 2 more classes and one of them was tonight. He just found out about it 2 weeks ago. So we moved him to October 29th. So we have 4 meetings in October. He's gonna talk about monochrome. We're tying that into, so he's gonna teach us about monochrome, what good monochrome images are supposed to be, and we will hopefully have some good images for Dallas there. And then he's gonna give another talk in April, which would be very educational. And we have poets coming at 8, talk about the Pittsburgh Airport Art Installation Project. That we have a collaboration with the Poetry Club, Pittsburgh Poetry Collective. By the way, they're PPC and we're PPC. Just saying. And their website is, I don't know what their website is. PJ's, no, their website, PJ's Poetry. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, hey Stu, come on. So anyways, how many more coffees do you need? So they're coming at 8, right? And so we're gonna have, I asked Lisa Cirincione, she offered to talk about some of her images from the Olympics. And I thought that would be good to have her talk. And Lisa is actually quite involved in PSA. You write the newsletter for the Traveler section. Or you edit it? Oh, that's right. Okay, so here, I'll give you this. And I don't know where you can hold. Yeah. Yeah, about 20.
We turn the.
We got the image pictures here. I can bring the pictures up.
No, I mean the camera with the laptop, so people can see.
Can see you?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna talk long, but I'll hold the pictures up as I talk.
Oh, I see you.
Can you see, Nan, can you see? I know she's at home.
Yes.
Okay. All right, anyway, my name is Lisa Cirincione, and I just joined the club last year, and everybody is very, very nice, but I don't remember a lot of names because I don't get to come to a lot of meetings because I travel for work. I'm unfortunately not retired yet. But I travel for work. I do computer graphics for NBC Sports, kind of like Jay Kuntz, if you know Jay, he did videotape. I work in the same business, but I do the graphics, the stuff you read on the screen when you're watching an event or whatever. If you watch the Sunday Night Football game, that's where I was in, thank you, no, where was I? Where was it? Oh, Detroit. I was in Detroit. I can't remember. I was in Kansas City on Thursday.
I would have forgotten.
I know, I never remember. Kansas City on Thursday, Detroit on Sunday, that's right. So anyway, so that's what I do, but I've also worked 13 Olympics for NBC since 1992. So these photos are all things I've taken on my own time. I go for work and they're nice enough to pay me and send me there, so I take advantage of that and go out and take my own pictures. So 13 Olympics, my first one was 92 in Barcelona. My second one was 96 in Atlanta. Both of those were film. I did film. I don't know where my film is. I don't throw anything away, and I have 3 different places where I have 2 houses and a storage unit, so they're somewhere, but I can't find them. This is the only picture I have from Atlanta. All this is from 2005. This is the Olympic Park. We would walk through the Olympic Park every day, and I don't know if anybody remembers the 96 Atlanta Olympics. There was a bomb in the park.
Right.
I was in that park that night, listening to the concert, and my now husband, but then boyfriend, we were watching it. We're like, oh, we're tired. We don't like the band. So we left. An hour later, my phone is ringing off the hook in the hotel. Where are you? And that bomb happened. So, but we had walked through the park to work, from the hotel to work every day. And then after the bomb, we had to walk entirely around, and that was not fun, but that's Atlanta. I don't really have any other Atlanta pictures. Another one I like is, this one is from Sochi, Russia, in 2014. Sorry, I'm not like really turning it around so everybody can see. And this beautiful European looking village didn't exist before the Olympics, and it doesn't exist now. Vladimir Putin there's a ski resort up here. I was working alpine skiing, and everybody else was down in real Sochi, and I was up in the mountains. And he built this village for the ski event. So he had all his friends and cronies and everybody come up, and they gave a lot of money to Sochi to build this place. And it was a really happening, fun little village during the Olympics. There was, every night they had a medal ceremony for people who won medals. They got them in the little village. There's a medal stand somewhere over here, I think. But the fun part about this picture, it makes me laugh all the time, is we took a bus from our hotel up into the skiers area, and all this black should be snow. But there wasn't a lot of snow at that Olympics. They manufactured it for the skiing, but there wasn't a lot of snow elsewhere. But the first couple of days we drove up this mountain, and there were snipers in these white tents and trying to hide. But then every day the snow went away. So they're just obviously right there in these white tents. So at the point we were just waving to them all the time, and they're out there waving back at us. So that was kind of fun. And there's another picture from Sochi I don't have. In real Sochi, they didn't want us to travel because, Putin and all this other stuff is going on, but I did anyway. I don't ever listen to them when they tell me that. There's a bar in real Sochi called the Pittsburgh Bar. And I don't have any of those pictures with me. I'll have to find them. But this guy never had been to Pittsburgh, but just had heard the Three Rivers and all of this stuff. And he made a bar called Bar Pittsburgh, and the outside of the front looks like one of the yellow bridges, one of the, and he has on the back wall a neon light of the Three Rivers, and it's all lit up in neon. It's really cool. So I had to get down there. I had to go see that. It was really fun. This was one of my favorite pictures, and it's won some awards in PSA. This is the Olympic torch in Sochi, down in the village, in the Olympic Village. So that one was one of my favorite ones. I just wanted to share that one. Is there anyone up here that anybody saw that wants me to talk about? I don't know.
So Lisa, for like something like that, if you were just a spectator, could you get close enough to just take a picture of that?
Yeah. All these I took when I was on my own time. I wasn't.
Oh, but you had special.
I had a pass, but I didn't really have to use it for any of these. These are all ones people that fans could take. This was in Athens, 2004 Olympics, down the Agora. And I had the Belfont Art Museum I had an exhibit there in January and February. So they kind of curated all these photos, and they wanted photos that showed the Olympics, but also where you were. So I thought this was a good one, because you can tell you're in Greece and you're walking near the Agora, near all the old stuff, but you have all this nice Olympic flags.
Would you step about a couple of steps more? We're trying to determine the range on this.
Range of the-
Going out.
Oh, because I keep running out, or is it getting caught on my scarf, maybe?
All right.
I'll try that.
No, it's still not working.
There it is. I see it here now.
Yeah, that's, no, the other one, with that antenna stick about.
What about this antenna?
No, it's like, this is not one yet.
Testing
That
1,
one.
2.
Yeah, we move it closer to the.
1, 2, 3. I don't know.
Nope, not working.
Not working. All right. This is in Italy, in Torino. It's a little out of focus, a lot out of focus actually, but I really, really just liked the imagery of it. It's on the River Po, and they had lights lighting up the Olympic rings and a really cool restaurant castle over there. But it just was one of those ones I really liked, even though it wasn't technically one of the better ones. Anybody have any questions about anything? I don't want to talk too long.
Oh, go ahead.
Take one of the building by the Olympic rings to the right of the, what is it?
Bird cage.
Bird cage. Yeah. Is that what that is? In Beijing? I don't remember that. Yeah.
This was in Beijing in 2008, the bird's nest.
Bird's nest.
Yeah.
And this is where track and field was.
Okay.
And it was a really cool, Beijing was cool. It was so hot though, when we were there in the summer. And I was working swimming, and I don't know if anybody watched the Olympics, and swimming is on all day long. They have well, in Beijing, it was different because of the time difference. We had the finals in the morning, and then we had all afternoon off. Then we had to come back and do the preliminaries for the next day's finals. So in the afternoon, I had off from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Everybody else was finding a place to sleep because it was so hot. And I'm like, I was out on because you have to take advantage. I have this great job, thankfully, and I had to take advantage of getting out and seeing stuff. So I'd go out every day. But this was right next door. I was working at the pool, which was called the Cube. And I don't have any pictures of that, but that was a really cool building too. And that was Michael Phelps getting 8 Olympic medals at the 2008 Olympics. And it was really cool to be part of. But there was so much, Beijing, the people were so nice and of course, very different looking. So I was the one getting asked for pictures because I look so different from everybody else. They're not used to somebody of my size and my color and my hair color. So people were stopping me all the time for photos and autographs. It was really fun. But I know, right? So what else we have? That was Beijing. This was London. I'll bring those. I got to go to the closing ceremony in London, and I was kind of close, but this was one of the presentations. I got to see the Spice Girls. They played. I was very excited. And this reminded me of the Robert Palmer video. I don't know if anybody knows that video, but and then this was from my hotel room. I went up on the roof and our hotel looked up over that. So yeah, the Olympic rings over Tower Bridge and the Shard. That's the Shard in London. So I mean, I'm lucky to have the job, and as Jay's probably told you, it's very fun to travel, but I'm away a lot. I'm not able to come to meetings and do things, but I'm glad I got to come here and show a little bit of what I've been able to see in my career.
Where did you take, what did you take that from?
This one?
Yeah, what?
I was on top of the roof of my hotel.
Oh, okay, that's like.
It was very scary.
Unusual place.
Yeah, it was, well, I
Been there
don't know if I was
a couple
allowed to
times.
be there, but I
Okay.
went up anyway, so. Yeah, and this was, I got a lot of pictures of that. Any questions or anything else? I don't want to take up too much.
Oh, pick up.
All right, we're having some audio problem.
Yeah.
Maybe it can.
All right, you want to do yours?
Oh, I don't care. I'll do mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Ah. Let me.
Lisa, thank you for that. That was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where is it? Oops, but I closed it. No, that's not it. This is it. There it is. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I was asked to do one of the 10-minute presentations, so I decided to do it on my tour through Musei Vaticani, the Vatican museums. All right, in May, I was invited on a 10-day trip through Italy by an old friend from Penn State and his wife. We mostly toured southern Italy, beginning with the Musei Vaticani in Roma. We also toured Napoli. Pompeii, we had a private guided tour through the ruins. We also stopped in Sorrento for a day. But we spent most of our time in Positano. We were there for 5 days and 4 nights. It's a beautiful city. You can see it's built on the side of a mountain. And as you might expect, there's a lot of walking to do and a lot of steps. fact, my hotel was about midway up the mountain. And I counted, it was over 350 steps to get down to this little area down at the bottom here. There was one day I did that twice in one day. So yeah, got a lot of exercise in. While we were in Positano, we did some day trips. We went one to Capri. We took a trip to Amalfi and to Ravello. Okay, but the main part of our tour, like I said, was back in Rome. The second day we were in Rome, we got a private guided tour of the Vatican museums. And I highly recommend this if you want to see the museums. You skip a lot of the crowds, a lot of the lines. You'll have a guy that walks you through, explains everything, talks to you. It just, I mean, it's a wonderful, yeah, you're going to pay more for it, but I think it's worth the money. All right, just some background. The Vatican museums are the public museums of Vatican City, the enclave of Rome. They display works from the immense collection amassed by the Catholic Church and the papacy throughout the centuries, including several of the most well-known Roman sculptures and most important masterpiece of Renaissance art in the world. The museum contains roughly 70,000 works, of which about 20,000 are on display. Currently employs about 640 people who work in 40 different administrative, scholarly, and restoration departments. Pope Julius II founded the museums in the early 16th century. The Sistine Chapel and its ceilings and altar walls, decorated by Michelangelo, and the Stanze di Raffaello, decorated by Raphael, are on the visitor route through the Vatican museums. And yes, we saw those. All right, one of the first things you notice when you walk into the Vatican museums, there's about a gazillion statues. A lot of little busts like you see here, but statues of all sizes and shapes and everything. So you walk through, like I said, you just see a ton of statues everywhere. They're just all over the place. Now, one of the things you may notice about some of the male statues, and I forget which pope it was, but apparently there was one pope years ago that was somewhat offended by the nude male body. So he ordered fig leaves placed over certain areas of the male body. So you'll see statues that look like this with, wait, but that doesn't look quite right. But you will see a few that still do have the natural, enhancements. Apparently he wasn't bothered by female bodies, just male.
We're not allowed to have
All right, so like I said, there are a lot of statues you're going to see. Ton of statues all over the place. And not just people too. They did statues of animals. They liked dogs. There were a few statues of dogs. They also liked, imaginary animals, as well. But they also favored lions. There were a few statues of lions that you see in there too. I mean, these are incredible works of art. And it's just amazing some of the, you look at these things and you think, my God, how did people ever do these? In addition to the statues, there are also a lot of pictures, portraits, and tapestries. And as you might guess, they're pretty much all of a religious nature or theme. So like I said, you see a ton of these all over the place. There are also a lot of the artwork is not limited to portraits. It's basically things that hang on the wall. There are a lot of the ceilings you'll notice in there that are also very highly decorated. So you'll see, and some of these are very ornate in terms of the, the artwork that went into them, the designs, the creativity that went into them.
because this, I did quick math. Okay. If you spend, I think if I'm right, if you spend a second at each piece, it's
Yes.
looking at it. For 20,000 pieces, it'd take you 333 hours.
Probably something like that. Yes. But like I said, they have some very ornately designed ceilings in there.
Plan on taking photographs in there, did they?
Nobody stopped me. Nobody said anything. I didn't. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's okay. But nobody stopped me. All right, we also had a tour. It also included the Vatican grottos. And again, a lot of statues, a lot of artwork, paintings and such. Yeah. More ceilings, and this is also the inside of the dome.
That's the.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I got a better shot of it coming up. Like I said, these are just, I mean, some of these things are just, I mean, just incredible to see. Yeah, here's the little chapel that's in there. And of course, you wouldn't, you couldn't include a tour except without showing the Swiss Guard. So, any questions? No, Swiss Guard, not Chard. Any questions? We did the tour of the Vatican Museum. It probably took us about 6 or 7 hours to go through. Yeah, we did a very, very extensive tour. Yeah, we had a guided tour. Yeah. Yeah, the tour the next day through Pompeii probably only took about 3 or 4 hours.
Thank you, Galen, very wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so we got our next speakers here, our next presenters. Let me introduce Kendall Snee and Sarah Rose. Come on, stand up. They're from the Pittsburgh Poetry Club. Okay, so what we're planning on doing, well, tonight we're gonna present at least 2 poems. We're gonna show the pictures. So what we have been doing, we've been meeting and talking about this installation art project. So we're combining art with photography with poems. And so in the salon, we had the poets, we submitted images and the poets made a poem about the image. And that went very well. And by the way, we have a book about that. Did you bring any of them? And they are, how much are they?
$10. So we'll let someone bring them in the next subsequent meeting.
That's so reasonable.
Yeah, we're making.
That's why they call them starving artists.
And so if you want any, let's do no. This art installation, the poets have authored written poems. And we are to, as a club, we are to submit images to those poems. Now, Stu can show you what the details are.
I coach, I'll coach Galen through.
All right.
Let me turn the lights up.
So let's
then we're
go
gonna
back
demo
through
the-
here. Yeah, I still have them up.
Okay, in fact, just for the sake of those who want to participate, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. So go ahead and go to pghphoto.org.
All right.
And by the way, if one of the changes we made this year is it used to be pghphoto.org/WP. Turns out that back when that was originally done, that was okay, but that's a security problem. So we fixed that.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm sharing this.
That's what we're seeing well, that's right. That's
Okay. All right.
So this is the website is now pghphoto.org. And then everything falls in there. So go ahead, Galen, and click on,
Airport Collaboration Project.
and then as you scroll down, you'll see a couple things. First of all, we had some meetings and with the poets. And also we had one unfortunate meeting where we didn't have the poets and we had to read their poems ourselves, and that didn't go so well. But that's fine. We asked Kendall and Sarah to be here. So you can revisit those meetings because they've both been posted online on something else that's new, which is the club YouTube account. It's brand new. So we were able to, thanks to Eric Heath, we were able to institute that this year. So if you see the instructions for all these steps, there's an instruction document that you can download, or the instructions are duplicated here. So click on the Google Drive link, and that'll take you to a Google Drive. And if you go ahead and scroll a little bit to the right there, Galen.
Oops.
I was lost.
And the reason is, see how it's right now it's in a list mode. So click on that little hill up at the top. Looks like, yeah, go ahead and click on where all the scores are.
Here?
Yes. And then it falls neatly into each and every poem is in its own folder, and within each folder is PGH photo. No, not really. It's just work. But anyway, within each folder is actually, what you want me to drive, Gail?
Oh, I got it.
Within each folder is the poem, as well as this is where you upload the images that you think are that you were inspired to take by the poem. Now, there is one strategic problem with this, and that is there's a lot of poems here, which we're delighted about. Go ahead and scroll to the bottom of that page. And you'll see three things. You'll see that there is a document on the left, which is collected poems. And Welcome to the Neighborhood is our tentative title. We thought that'd be a nifty title until one of us went through the airport and discovered there's already an art project there called Welcome to the Neighborhood. So we're working on a new one. And if you download that document, you can read all of the poems in one document, right? So for those of you here, you can see that we've got one document, and you can also see, as you'll see here, took a while, but thanks to Google, we figured out how to index it. So take a look at the poems, all of them at once, see which ones inspire you, and then you can go to this, then in the drive here, you can go to that and upload. Now, the other thing we ask is that when you upload, you ensure that your name is part of the image, so we know that it's in the title. Yes, in the title of the image. And then also, go ahead and go back to the, let's see if you scroll to the.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Also in contacts, if you can put your email address in the contacts. And we're trying to convince the poets to disclose their email. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I can share that.
Okay, super. And because the idea is, as we get closer to the end, we want to truly collaborate, right? We want to be able to have the poets and the photographers talk back and forth to see what works. Because we're gonna have a lot more, so far what we're seeing, we're gonna have a lot more images than we may be able to use. So it's truly a collaboration. And
There'll be more than one image per poem. Multiple photographers.
so what we thought we would do is rather than, so we wanted to avoid the unfortunate event where we read them. So since we have Kendall and Sarah here, we thought we'd have them read them, the poems, and at the same time, Gail, what we'll do is we'll have you go ahead and click through the poems, through the images that are associated with that poem. Now, not all of them. For example, what who would like to start?
I'll go first. I love to go first. No one ever likes to go first.
Which one do you do?
It doesn't matter.
You the PPG Highmark.
So Sarah
Well, then I'll go that, 'cause that's
Oh,
your-
is that her? That's
Yeah.
Ken's?
Yeah.
Oh, and no, do yours, do yours.
Okay.
The Zoom, I don't want, yeah.
Okay.
The students' favorite.
So this poem is called, I'm very loud. I'll be good.
Well, we have people online.
People online.
This poem is called Prayers with a Side of Fries, and it's inspired by a lot of the churches that have been turned into bars and restaurants in the area. And just the idea that Pittsburgh's kind of transforming these churches into new spaces.
So Galen, go ahead and click on.
Sarah Rose, Prayers with a Side of Fries.
Which one is, Oh.
Yeah, the good looking one, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we've got no images inspired by that yet, and the reason is because that one is
Nobody
so.
here eats French fries.
I took some pictures of French fries last week. I haven't
Okay.
put them in.
I think the problem is we all have so many that are associated with it, you know, oh, we
Okay.
can't choose.
That's all right. I hope that this poem inspires you to take more photos. My granny used to make a dish she would bring to family potlucks called drop to your knees mac and cheese. It was topped with French fries. It was in a casserole dish labeled with her name like a respectable grandma, but this dish was anything but respectable. It had more calories than any of us needed for a week's time, and I pictured my uncles grabbing their hairy chests and falling to their knees in heart failure. The cheese had won them over. I crossed myself, thinking such dark thoughts, more out of superstition than belief. There's an old church on Liberty Avenue where the altar has been converted into a brewery. Huge steel tanks occupy the space where Polish, Italian, and German immigrants prayed to Catholic saints for prosperity and health. There's a place in Millville where huge stained glass windows cast shadows onto the heads of tourists and musicians and beers in a space that still feels holy. In Pittsburgh, we worship French fries and cheese in a way that feels sacrilege but is not. Our immigrant relatives would approve as the prosperity is apparent here. We drop to our knees in a new form of community. Old churches across the city have become bars, concert venues, Airbnbs, pews turn booths, altars turn brewworks, and stages with drum kits. Confessionals are still there, just given to the bartender instead of a priest. And we oblige the history of these buildings with the community and ancestors who built them, with worship. We raise our hands and our glasses in a form of worship saved for Saturday nights, for your best friend's wedding, for long work weeks and broken hearts and new loves. And this place feels like home, just like drop to your knees mac and cheese in a labeled Pyrex dish warm from my granny's kitchen. And I clutch my chest and raise a glass to a city baptized and reborn to something that we can all appreciate, like French fries.
So we can visualize, you know, the church room, right? Does anybody have, if you have something in your archives, if you want to go.
Mr.
get that.
Smalls is another one.
Mr. Smalls,
Some
French
of the
fries.
Airbnbs, like the north side by AGH that's been turned to an Airbnb right there.
What else, Sarah? What else? you
Food,
visualize in
anything
there?
food related. I feel like this would be a good one for Permani's photos because of the French fries on everything. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity. Pittsburgh, you know, we love to put a French fry on things. So I could see it like ordering a salad and then just having like a pile of fries on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
People from other areas, they don't understand.
Spread people into the tournament, and they pick them all up.
Yeah, and you put them on a plate on the side.
That's right.
So I think there's a lot of cool imagery in that one.
Any questions of Sarah? So who has the zombie one? Did you do that?
No, but I can read the zombie one after Kendall goes.
Okay,
Can I have her do
Kendall.
the Highmark one and then. if you
Or
want-
my favorite's the Halloween.
Yeah, whichever one.
I just want to say Sarah Rose is an incredible poet, and every time she reads that, I was like, it reminds me of something, and I couldn't think of what it was, and it just hit me. It's the Nicole Kidman movie theater. We come to this place for magic, like you are the Pittsburgh Nicole Kidman.
It's still my heart. First time I've ever been compared to Nicole Kidman. Maybe the last. We'll see. If I'm lucky, it won't be.
Look at your Australian accent.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
You want, okay, you want to stay back there?
Oh, okay, so Galen, go ahead and double click on,
Ode to jalapeno.
oh, yeah. Yeah. So what you'll see is you'll see a number of images and then. Oh, there you go. And, see, let's.
Look at her.
Do start on the first.
Look at her go. She's a beaut.
Yeah.
But you gotta scroll through and this is,
Yeah, there's a way to, yeah. I think if you click on them, you'll be able, if you click on one, you don't want to download it, but just click on one and let's scroll through. Yeah.
Why not do it around logged in?
Okay, I'm clicking on this one.
don't die.
Double click. Try double click.
I've seen it working.
Okay.
That's something else.
Download it.
Well, that's okay. So, you should be able to, and you should be able to scroll.
No, you have to be logged in to do the scroll through.
Right arrow?
No, because it downloaded and opened it up.
Yeah,
So you'd have to go through each one.
okay.
Or just have a.
So I have the one, here, if you want to go through it.
I have some of them.
And that's one of the ones.
Now, these pictures, I actually, I don't get rid of anything either, like Lisa, I use most of them. And I was taking pictures of PNC Park and I had, you know, my 7300 and on my APS sensor and taking pictures of stuff and I just never threw these out. And lo and behold, Kendall writes this, oh, about jalapeno Hannah. It was meant to be.
An unsung Pittsburgh hero, totally, sure. Jalapeno Hannah is the only girl pierogi right now. There used to be Pizza Penny, but she ran off with another pierogi to Italy, is the lore. So it's very interesting how they choose to.
Is she a ravioli?
Was she what?
Is she a ravioli now?
Is she that? But I think Fred got some really cool pictures of her eating the other pierogies and all for cute with the purse, yeah.
Alright.
You get like a gift from all of them. Alright. So, Ode to Jalapeno Hannah. I write a poem about Jalapeno Hannah and how she wins, with big gold hoops propelled as if by her winged false eyelash flaps. Perpetual assailant handbag swinging her forward. She is scrappy, and to me, she is Pittsburgh.
Shows pictures.
Beneath the hot box of a felt suit, there is perhaps an actor, or more likely an athlete, or maybe neither. Maybe just an everyday person from some rinky-dink little city called Pittsburgh. Like many, to me, Jalapeno Hannah is the end-all be-all, the most honorable hors d'oeuvre, the greater tater, the passion of all potatoes. That is to say, she is my Princess Diana. The year is 1991, though explicitly told not to, Diana, Princess of Wales, throws her royal protocol aside to compete in the mumps race, following a visit to the Witherby School for Prince Harry's sports day. The Crown, England, Graham, the Queen are all too aware of her, all too annoyed with her, the shenanigans, the ongoings, enough to have said something, enough to have put the royal foot down. Being that she was quickly becoming the people's favorite, she needed to knock it off. Things like participating in the events of the day were completely out of the question. And yet she took off, barefoot, stomach showing, perfect 80s coiffed hair rustled in the breeze, with speed deemed unladylike by British publications, her children beaming in the photographs as Diana takes first. Some hateful people will insinuate that the other moms folded, let their beloved Diana win. But if you watch the video over and over again, you will see that she isn't even looking at the other moms. In fact, in Diana's face, there is a brokenness that can only be healed by exhausting oneself in what little freedom one has. In this, it means nothing, and yet to me, it means everything. The real Jalapeno Hannah beneath the pierogi exterior is probably not a princess, especially of some small, soggy country. She probably doesn't have a Windsor castle or anything like that. Maybe she has a pirate's tattoo on her ankle or her neck. Maybe she has an Aunt Lynn who spells her name with 2 N's, or a grandma everyone just calls Tilly, or any number of hardened women in her life who like the poignant taste of a Pall Mall and air dry their big bras from the bathroom even when company is over. And more than anything, love their city in that same unapologetic way, with their chicken cutlet skin tanned and stretched, not puppetry, but person. Someone who just really likes the pirates when so few often do. Perhaps she likes the pirates so much that that's why she's here, running circles around the diamond, all 280 yards in 60 seconds or less, sweat gleaming and droplets pass from skin to felt suit and back again. According to the Post-Gazette, a pierogi is paid $25 per race, no more, no less if they win or lose. Every pierogi making $25. And I followed the taut rope line at the end of the Reddit article. Are the pirate pierogi races rigged? Has Pierogi Pete and Pizza Penny run off to Italy? Oliver Onion tax fraud. And as the lore grows, I feel my pride for the city swell.
all this begs the question, why does jalapeno go so hard? What makes her push for the glory, for the accolades, all the while for literally no extra compensation? When looking for specific numbers or stats indicating Hannah's wins, I was directed to Potato Pete's wiki page. He is the only pierogi with his own. Pete stands with a total of 16 wins under his belt since the start of the races in 2009. I'm not sure how accurate that number is. In my heart, I feel like I've only ever seen Hannah win. Should I contest the Wikipedia? Go to my local bar and campaign? It's Hannah. She's the only one with real talent. Or maybe I will just write a poem in her honor and perform it here. They say being a woman is to perform, and I think of jalapeno Hannah.
Okay, you wanna read the, let's read the zombie, you need the zombie one and the PPG Highmark one too.
This poem was written by a friend of mine named Sheena Carroll.
Let's see, where is?
And it's entitled In This Installment of Chiller Theater.
Yeah, and that's on the drivels.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, last one. Okay.
Tonight's synopsis. A ragtag group of Pennsylvanians take refuge in a crumbling house. Broken glasses, brother laughs as he says, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." I, too, have slowly stumbled down these country roads hungry for something. Steel-toed boots bought from the Monroeville Mall emboss the soil at Evans City Cemetery. Another latent image. I know Dwayne Jones dies cruelly at the end, but now he's Morgan's son in that comic book. Oh, wait, that doesn't work out either. Did you know that both The Walking Dead and The Night of the Living Dead never use the word zombie? And let's be honest, language doesn't matter when the only goal is survival. Scanning the autumn sky, I think I see asteroid 110416 Chilly Billy. Cardell, proof that the dead may outlive us all.
He's one of the original zombies.
Clearly inspirations, Evans City, right? And Living Dead, Monroeville Mall would be.
Yes, and the museum.
And the
Of course, the
museum.
Museum there is,
In Evans City.
yes.
Okay, let's, Galen, let's do the PPG Highmark. And that's Kendall.
Oh,
And I guess you have an order that you suggest, right, Stu?
No, they're just here random.
Just random.
Depending upon who uploaded them and the name, with the name.
Oh, okay, so,
It's cool for Sheena's the Evans Cemetery, like almost popped up when Sarah was reading it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we get done.
Yeah.
yeah, we want to.
Final one. It's-
Have it hit at certain points.
Yeah,
have it
like
go to
Barbara's.
finish, yeah.
So this one was, I live up by Spring Garden around Troy Hill, and I have a really good view of the PPG and the Highmark. And from my angle, they look pretty close together. However, they look almost like same height. And so my husband and I, we always like look out and we're like, oh, look, they're in love. Like, so this is their love story. There is a love story as statuesque as the lovers of Pompeii, as brick and mortar as El Beso, the kiss in Peru. That is the love story of PPG Place and Highmark. I can see both now from my north side window. The crystalline PPG building looms with castle-like design, shoulder to shoulder with the pinch pot mouth of Highmark. One sleek and reflective with 4 skinny spires, one tall, tan with cutouts for walk-through bridges. Its windows are green-blue like water from some distant vacation. Two more different looking buildings could not have been imagined, let alone built within the same radius, century, and city, and yet they sit arm in arm, personifying, of course, for all eternity, or as long as they both shall last. Pittsburgh is a chessboard, and these two buildings, it's king and queen. They say the king is taller of the two pieces, but I've always found that silly. The way the king can only move in incremental motions once per turn, while the queen can move indefinitely in any direction. For this reason, the queen feels looming, powerful, and in my understanding of chess, I have felt the inaccuracy in my bones in a way I can't explain. But others have nodded and said, yes, that makes sense. So though Highmark is shorter, it has a thin antenna that extends upward, technically making it taller than the sleek four-towered PPG. And for this, I awarded the male piece of our hypothetical chessboard, always overcompensating for something for me. PPG's walls are slick, dark, and shiny. Miss Hannigan would use it to threaten her orphans had she ever been to Pittsburgh. This place better shine like the top of the PPG building. I know she would say this after seeing the birds mistake it for the sky. This a building equivalent to stopping a clock, or if a building can be sexy, I suppose the PPG is. At Christmas, PPG centers an ice rink, and in the center of that, a dazzling tree. I have skated there since I was 3, and I am now 30. There was a stabbing, a proposal, skates too tight, blistered feet, and hot dogs that made me nauseous, and hot chocolate made too watery. And childhood turned young adulthood with the handful of mittens, and the retiring of Gimbals and Macy's store windows. And in those windows were always reflected the adored Highmark and PPG. I'd like to think they're in love, the way the Highmark building changes his colored lights for the holidays, peacocking for the attention of sweet PPG. I don't know if buildings can love, but if my love for buildings transcends a place and time, perhaps all of Pittsburgh is in love as well. They watched as the original Three Rivers Stadium was demolished and the renaming of Heinz to Acrisure. They heard talk of the Civic Arena and the magical stones who would play there. Get it? Building humor. And so many facets of the city that came and went. The PPG turned to Highmark and said, "Are we next, my beloved?" And Highmark dimmed his lights to a thoughtful blue and said, "I'm not sure, but I've so enjoyed standing here with you."
Well, wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to mention that the pictures are not final on, we put them in there, I mentioned the poets too. Once you decide on what images you want to use your poems, then we will clean them up. I'm sorry, and then the pictures are not final, they're folders. But once the poets pick out, and of course, work with the photographer, they will be cleaned up. For instance, my jalapeno Hano, they were all different shades, so I want to get them all straightened out, and the Highmark ones too. So, yes, Lisa. Well, we're trying to sort that out. We're going to submit 2 images and photos right away, probably before the end of October, and get those. And then from what we understand, as long as we submit the project, then, and they accept it, then we can go ahead and release some others, right? Is that how we figured it out?
I talked to someone who had a project done and they seemed pretty flexible, like just to give them kind of a benchmark idea, and then they would approve different parts of it or things along those lines. So it might even be good to send them like just all of it. I was thinking making a table and we could send them all the pictures that we have with the public, kind of how you already have it set up. You can click it and see this one matches with this one, and so on and so forth. And I think they would then tell us what parts they want.
And then, well, we want to definitely have 2 poems that are completed, so they can see the finishing, what we finished. Yeah, we can show them and include the other parts, yeah. Yeah, link to the Google Drive, to view the other parts. Any other questions?
No.
You want, anybody want to hear any more poems? We have time for one more. Okay, what,
I'll read my mom's poem.
all right, read your mom.
My mom would be proud. So this is my mom. She's the most beautiful woman in the city of Pittsburgh. And her name is Nora Tallman.
Which one is that?
This is the way they came.
I don't know about that on the drive here.
Okay.
It's on the drive, but not.
It's on the.
It's not on the thumb drive. It's on-
Not on.
Oh,
Very good at technology.
not D drive.
At some point, technology, I think, is out to get us.
all right. Which,
It's, keep going. Keep going.
It's more efficient.
Very good. North home.
No, it's almost
Oh.
Right there. And you wanna get rid of that.
And
It's
put it
like
in
the
the
third one.
icon mode.
I apologize in advance for some of the pronunciations.
You could just do it like that.
This is the way they came.
okay.
The sun and the moon measured time for the Adina, Hopewell, Monongahela. Their feet and eyes measured distance. Here they lived. Here was alive and free, not a commodity. And they were the people in the pulsing flow alongside multitudinous rivers and streams and creeks, along with every other living thing in the earth and the wind. The same fluid pathways were hallowed by the Ottawanga, the Haudenosaunee, the Lenape, the Osage, the Shawnee, the Hyano. The white men came and delivered smallpox and measles and influenza and malaria and death. And they claimed the land and the waters, 2 Mile Run, Chartiers Creek, Sawmill Run, Gertie's Run, the Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio rivers. The Swedish and the Dutch and the English and the French and the Irish and the Scottish and the Czechs and the Slovaks and the Germans and the Italians and the Greeks and the Poles brought forts and battles and massacres and slavery and destruction and chaos. They developed farms and quarried coal and forged iron and steel and leveled old growth forests for timber, and they made glass and boats and beer. They built turnpikes for horses and mules and oxen-drawn wagons and canals for barges and railroads and tramways and tunnels and stairways and inclines and bridges and bridges and bridges and bridges. Industrious, driven, fearsomely strong, and endlessly creative. The blood of all these peoples and more merged with the flow of all these bodies of fleetly moving waters over decades and generations, conceiving and delivering a place of hope, vitality, and ability, drawing more people and more dreams and more ideas and more destruction and more creation.
Are you looking for specifically Pittsburgh, pictures of Pittsburgh or the area around Pittsburgh?
I think we're looking at the greater Pittsburgh area. I think it's important that we
Yeah,
like,
Etacroft, for
Yep.
example. Yeah,
look at
that's all.
those areas.
Yeah,
Because when people travel to the area, they fly into Pittsburgh because that's where the airport is.
yeah.
But a lot of them are traveling, a distance around Pittsburgh as well. So I think it's important that those areas have some good representation.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of cool things in my mom's poem that could speak to the countryside
Yeah.
around, right? And areas and different,
There's a lot of old, log cabins that have been reconstructed.
Yeah, that would be
different,
really
like, in
cool.
some areas and so forth, things like that.
Well, there's a log cabin right by the cathedral.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
well, and I don't know if anyone has photos of things like found objects, how like
Oh, yeah.
you're digging in your backyard and then you come up upon a piece of pottery or steel or something that's in your backyard. I think that would make some really cool imagery, that like found objects. So, or things like, I don't know if anyone in this group does it, where you like go out to abandoned places that have were, I think that would be cool imagery for this too. Don't do anything illegal that we find out about. Do it, and it shows up in the slideshow, it shows up in the slideshow. We won't turn it in.
I'm thinking long term, it would seem to me that that poem in particular would lend itself to a rolling sequence of pictures and pictures and pictures. So when you come back through Pittsburgh again, you got a whole different show. You got the same imagery in this poem.
Yeah.
But it could go on.
Of all,
Yep.
How would it be presented, like,
So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna have our idea is to have a big screen TV on the, big screen TV. And then around the screen TV, and that will project, that will be continually rolling through the images and the poem. We'll be reading, each poem will be reading their own poem if they want to. I assume they will. And actually Dave Huckenbauer is going to record them. And then we're gonna have, acrylic, I'm not sure how I was maybe metallic. Picture, we're gonna pick one picture that from each poem. And we'll have a QR, so that what the idea is to have people be able to travel. Now, the QR will have all the poems, I think, on there, images, so they can actually take it with them. They don't have to actually stand there and watch it. They can take it with them. We have like 12 poems, I think 12 or 13. And they can take them with them, listen to them on the watch them in the airport. And then the other
Favorite part,
idea,
my favorite part.
well, yeah, it's all very favorite.
But you have to have a favorite, that's just reality.
And
Oh, and you're gonna let me tell about my favorite
Part.
part. This is my favorite part of the favorite part. So each acrylic frame that hosts a singular image with the QR will then have a sister located somewhere in the city. So we science and art, so there'll be an Easter egg, and that Easter egg will show up somewhere in the city. So the photographer poet will decide together where that Easter egg would be. So if there's a photo, let's say of the Highmark and the PPG building, the photo that's featured in the airport in the acrylic frame, and the poet would decide where the sister is going to be located. It might be a coffee shop in Shadyside. It might be a gallery somewhere. And so the cool part would be that when you come to Pittsburgh, it's like a scavenger hunt then, and you could see how many of the sisters you can find throughout the city. And I think it's a really cool way to advertise PGH poetry and the club. Like we're advertising all over the city. Then we have 15 locations in which we'll have our art viewed for more people to join both of our clubs.
And I know where that zombie's gonna go, it's just which coffee shop. Hello, I think I figured. Has to be side, yeah. Anyways. That was wonderful. It was great. I know you like that.
Fun. I love a scavenger hunt.
I like the idea of showing Pittsburgh to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a very special place. I mean, of course, born and raised here, but I've been to other places in the world.
Well, and I don't know if the whole club talked about this yet, but I just wanted to say one tiny thing about, I know that we talk about the city disparagingly, right? A little bit of it's really important that we actually talk about it, right? That we put that out there and that we discuss it and we have good humanity conversations. Cause it's not like Pittsburgh's the only place that ever had a negative history, right? Like we're not outing ourselves. We're just discussing things. And there's several projects in the airport currently that are very similarly themed, that talk a lot about honesty and integrity about our city, which is, I think, the best part about us. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. And thank both of you for coming.
Yes, thank you for having
And
me.
thanks everybody for coming to the first meeting. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget digital. Anybody else want to say anything before we close? Okay. See you next week at the digital content competition if you want to go.